This Morning, just about 8 minutes past the top of the hour on this Tuesday morning. I'm Sarah Colvin, and joining me live on the phone, I welcome our Chief of Police, Paul MacDonald. Chief, good morning.
Good morning, Sarah.
How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. So all sorts of things to talk about today. First, let's talk about an incident that happened over on Fresh Holes Road on Sunday. What can you tell me about that shooting incident, Chief?
Well, unfortunately, we responded about 9:03 on Sunday night. We responded to 15 Fresh Holes Road regarding the possibility of gunshots fired. Upon our arrival, we spoke to the homeowners who say they heard multiple shots just outside the residence. At that time, two individuals barged into the house. One individual was obviously shot in the leg. The other individual was carrying a firearm. They requested assistance for his wound. They said, no, you have to get out of here. They then exited through the rear door, and they took off running towards Quaker Road. The officers are responding. They did find multiple casings just outside, out in front of the house. They did find one vehicle where it was obviously hit by a round, ricocheted off the vehicle, and struck a house at number 23 Fresh Hills Road. Unfortunately, nobody was hurt by the ricochet. We called for the K-9 units. K-9 units searched the area with negative results. At approximately 11 o'clock that night, we had a call from the Cape Cod Hospital saying there was a subject in the hospital looking for a treatment to a gunshot wound to his left leg. He was shot in the leg just below the knee. We went down there. The individual was identified as David Colon. Date of birth is 1/10/96. He was shot one time. The bullet entered the front of the leg and then exited through the rear of the leg. He is not in serious condition. He'll be treated and released. However, we had no cooperation from Mr. Colon. He denies anything and everything. He has no idea who shot him or what happened. Mr. Colon does have a long, extensive record with us of firearms violations and narcotics possession and distribution, and he's from the Howard area.
So I'm still obviously looking for the shooter in this case, Chief.
Yes, we're still out there actively looking for the shooter. You know, at the very least, we want to identify who the individual is. You know, this is the same type of problem that we dealt with 4 or 5 years ago where an individual was shot, but they refused to testify against them. But once we do identify the individual, then we'll go after them for other cases that they're involved in.
Indeed, and I would assume that they'd be facing a multitude of charges for this incident because of the firearm discharge in the neighborhood, the bullet holes, and of course, shooting somebody in the leg, too.
Absolutely. The only problem with that is David Colon will not testify against them, so that's going to cause a major problem. But all of those other charges, yes, he can be charged with all of the other ones.
Indeed. Well, Chief, I know you will keep us up to date on that. I want to talk about, too, and a good event that happened over the weekend. I'm actually kind of disappointed that I didn't get to participate in this. I love to ride my bike. The Tour de Barnstable. You know, I think there were some concerns because this is the first time this was done. There was a lot of bicyclists involved,
right.
But I hear it went off without a hitch.
A lot of planning went into this. It went off at 8:30, 9 o'clock Sunday morning. It's a 35-mile bike ride, and it covered the entire town. There was a scenic ride through all 7 villages. It started at Alston Park, went up through Barnstable Road, actually went right through the airport rotary. That was our major concern. So for a short period of time, we shut down the rotary while the bicyclists traveled through that area of town, but we had no problems because it started early. It was a great time to have that, you know, early Sunday morning, so there was no advance. And believe it or not, we had no complaints to travel through the entire town, all the way out to Cotuit, back down through Oswald Settlement, back into Hyannis, and it started and ended at Alston Park. And it was a great day. For the first time, they had approximately 250 bicyclists, so they consider it a huge success, and hopefully they're going to have it every year.
Absolutely, and really great to get out there and tour the town, and it's wonderful to hear that there were no incidents and no complaints and no injuries. That's
right.
That's
there was no complaints, and it was a great day. It was a beautiful day out there. They were down 6A, and you know, it really was a nice little bicycle ride. Excellent.
Chief, I understand later on today or later on this morning you're going to have a meeting regarding security on Main Street, Hyannis. Tell me a little bit about the impetus for this meeting.
This is a meeting that we've had for the last couple of years. The Hyannis BID, the Business Improvement District, they sponsor it. They put it out. It will be held at the Hyannis Transportation Center. And all the business owners and landlords of the property will be invited to attend, and we'll discuss what their concerns are for the upcoming season. We've done this in the past, and of course, one of the major concerns will be the number of homeless individuals congregating in and around Main Street, Hyannis. These merchants have a small window, a 4 or 5 month window, where they make their money for the season. So we want to do everything we can to help them reach their goal.
Absolutely, and of course, as we did last year, we have the Community Impact Unit out working really hard and primarily dealing with that population. And I think we are seeing impacts from that already.
The Community Impact Unit, they're overwhelmed. We had no idea what the extent of the problem is, and it's been like a tidal wave of more homeless individuals, coming to the Cape. We're not sure what the cause for that is, but for every individual that we assist out there, we get into temporary housing, we get the services they need. We have another 10 or 15 people coming in, and they're coming in from all over southeastern Massachusetts. So we have to come up with a better plan on what we're going to do and how we're going to handle this.
Chief, is there any protocol or procedure that business owners should follow if they do feel as though the homeless population is being a nuisance in terms of loitering, or perhaps, if they have concerns? What's the best plan of action that
Well, the best plan of action is to always call us, but everybody has to understand it's not illegal to be homeless. If someone's homeless on Main Street, they're sitting on the bench, not causing a problem, not doing anything wrong. They have their rights too, but they are concerned for anything. They should call us immediately. They are our eyes and ears on Main Street. We have the Community Impact Unit there on Main Street. That is a sole responsibility. But a lot of times they are so tied up taking individuals to their doctor's appointments. They take them over to court. They take them to the hospital. They are not only police officers, but they're also social workers. And they're the only ones out there. They're the only social workers, outreach workers that are out on the street doing this type of work. So if there's a problem, people should call us. But sometimes it's difficult, and I know they're trying to run their business, but they have to understand it's not illegal to be homeless.
Indeed, and that's certainly a good point, I think, for all of us to remember. Chief, again, looking back towards the past week or in the past week, any other incidents of note? How's it been? Has it been getting busy now that the weather's getting warmer?
The calls for service are coming up, but it's nothing that we cannot handle. This time of year, we expect the calls to take a jump up a little bit. Next week is Memorial Day weekend. We'll have extra patrols out there for the weekend. These type of calls, the quality of life calls, the bar rooms will start getting busy. Loud party calls will start coming in, noise complaints will start coming in, but nothing serious. We're not expecting any serious problems.
Absolutely, and of course, with Memorial Day coming, we've got the big parade taking place in Centerville, and I know there will be some street closures, et cetera, but that always goes very well, and we'll hope that it's been rainy the past couple of years, so let's hope that we have a nice sunny day for that.
They're predicting good weather for it, but we do need the rain.
Yes, we do. All right, Chief, I thank you so much, as always, for joining us here on Barnstable This Morning, and we will check in with you again next Tuesday morning. Have a great day.
Good talking to you.
All right, bye-bye. Chief of Police Paul MacDonald, of course, joining us as he does each and every Tuesday morning. Now it's time.